Okay, today I'm going to talk to you about building yourself a handy little rain barrel. Just grab yourself one of these gallon drums somewhere. Plastic ones are perfect actually. They're usually going to come with a top on them, like this. And I'm going to cut that out first. That'll be the first thing. I use a jigsaw. I pilot a hole and then jigsaw it all around the edges. Makes a bit of a mess with all the blue plastic, so you want to make sure you clean those up. Here we go. That's step one. Cut out the lid. All right, this is the fitting I'm going to use in the hole. It's called a bulkhead. It's got a reverse thread to install. This piece on the outside. This piece is on the inside. I got one with a 3/4 inch on the inside, so I can hook up this tap and it just threads right in. So this is the size of hole I need to drill because it's got to fit through the barrel. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with this hole saw bit. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I got my hole, got my piece. This is a tricky one to do by yourself. And then this ring here just threads on top, but it's reversed, so it's going to go the other way. There we go. Now this one we definitely want good and tight, so I'm going to go get some channel lock pliers. These are channel lock pliers, like different channels to set you can lock it into. Anyways, I couldn't find two of them, so I'm going to use one and then a pipe wrench for the inside. Give me the extra reach I probably need. Oh. There we go. It's nice and snug. It's good. This is the tap I'm going to put in. It's got a thread on the outside for a regular garden hose, so that's going to be easy to use for any garden hose. 1/2 inch. It might not be entirely necessary, but it's always good to have it to thread seal tape any plumbing fittings you're going to put together. So I did that, and here we go. So I located the tap about 3 or 4 inches from the bottom, just to make sure that I'm not directly at the bottom, so I got a place for the sludge to settle. And then I'm also high enough off the ground for whatever I want to work on from here to here. That's going to be your filling station, your flow station, whatever. So the best thing to do is take it where you want to put it and figure out where you want to put your overflow. In this case, the client has theirs on a corner at their house, and there's a lot of shrubbery around, so I'm going to make sure the top overflow is easily accessible to hook a hose up to. And in this case, I'm going to put mine just on the top left of the tank here, but maybe you want yours a bit further back on that side, or maybe you want to run the overflow the other way. So it's good to go set it up where you want to collect the water from, and then figure out where you want that overflow bulkhead fitting to be, to make it easiest for you. The one near the top shouldn't go too close to the top either. That means the water is going to actually fill right to there before it starts overflowing. So when you have the really heavy downpours, you want a little bit of wiggle room in there, so go a little bit lower. Also, you want to make sure the bulkhead is installed on a pretty flat surface. You don't want it here somewhere where it's really groovy. It's going to be hard to make a good seal when you compress it together. So I'm going to go like about right here perhaps. So that gets a bit messy, so definitely make sure you do this somewhere where it's easy for you to clean this microplastic up. So the bottom actually ended up being a 1/2 inch, like I had mentioned earlier, and it was the top piece that I ended up getting a 3/4 one on the inside, the thread spacing. So this top overflow doesn't really need a gate valve or anything to open and close. Really, it should just be open, because you always want the overflow to go away from, especially the side of your house, your foundation, or just redirect it to where you want the overflow to go. So it's no need for this to be able to open and close. But if you're that type of person that needs a valve everywhere, then do what you got to do. Or else, what I like to do is figure out what type of hose I'm going to be attaching to it. So in that case, if I had this type of hose, this type of valve, I could attach it with this piece of hose, no problem. If you had some black poly kicking around, you get yourself a fitting, two fittings like this, which fit in nice, and then that just slides on top. Boom, boom, boom. Get the point. Or another sneaky little cheap trick is if you have these Gardena, they look like air hose fittings, kind of. It's got a little splice thread to go in there. It's going to go right inside. And actually, a cut piece of garden hose with no fitting pops on these pretty nice. So that's a good way to go. I like that style. There you have it. Rain barrel installed. Gonna put something at the top to keep all the roof gunk out and the mosquitoes from breeding in there. So a piece of fabric or tied around the top. You got the overflow there on the top left, and the spout on the bottom, all sitting on a nice mount off the ground, so it's easy to get to that valve at the bottom. So there you go. That's how you get a rain barrel set up, done. Okay, hope you guys liked that video on how to build yourself a rain barrel. If you got any questions, leave them in the comments below. Otherwise, thanks for paying attention. I know for some of you that's probably pretty tedious. For others, I hope it worked out just for what you needed.